Hello and welcome to this week's Qigong and mindfulness class. I've got nothing specific that I'm going to cover today, so we'll just do the basic Qigong set and then I will do the mindfulness meditation at the end. As ever, the mindfulness meditation, the start will be signalled by the sound of the singing bowl, and the end will be signalled by the sound of the singing bowl. So, without more ado, I'd like to invite you to get into the space where you feel comfortable, where we will go through the Qigong minutes. So, a reminder that these moves can be done standing or seated. If you're standing, I'd like you to get into a good bear stance, which is feet a hip width apart, knees very slightly bent, back nice and straight, neck nice and straight, chin tucked in just a bit so that the chin is parallel with the floor, and engage these core abdominal muscles with a gentle pelvic tilt. Let your arms hang loosely by your side, and just for a moment I'd like you to close your eyes and just breathe. Just get used to this position. Maybe use your breath to tune in to how your body is feeling, or tune in to how your mind is feeling. Maybe get an idea of how you would like to feel at the end of this session. Send your awareness down to your feet and make sure that your weight is evenly distributed. If you're seated, just make sure that your feet are still a hip width apart and that everything else is as I described. And then whether you're standing or seated, I would like you to imagine that you are in a beautiful glass lift cage. And I want you to imagine that you're looking out of this lift cage across the most beautiful scenery. And then as you breathe, I want you to imagine that with every out breath, the lift car slowly drops floor by floor. Maybe only half a floor, if that's all you're comfortable with. But gently imagine that lift car slowly sinking down closer and closer to the ground. Then let your hands hang loosely by your side. Make sure that the palms of your hands are facing towards the back. And then with the next in-breath, slowly let your arms float up in front of you. And as you breathe out, just let them sink down. And your own breath and your own rhythm with all the moves. Only ever move your arms as far as you can manage in one gentle, easy breath. Let breath and body flow together. Always remember to work within 70% of your maximum capability. But any time you find that anything you're doing is causing pain or discomfort, then just rein the move back so that you're doing as much as you can without causing yourself pain. And always remember, it's not about doing the moves perfectly. It's about doing them perfectly for you. Breathe in, your arms float up. Breathe out, and they sink back down. Just let this movement be flowing and smooth and gentle. And the last time for this move. And as you breathe in, let your hands float up and then turn your palms inward. And as you breathe out, turn your palms down and let your hands sink down. As you breathe in, you feel your chest expanding. Let that expansion pull your arms slightly wider. Breathe in, feel your chest and lungs expanding. As you breathe out, just feel everything relax down. Maybe as you breathe in, you can imagine you breathe in good and positive energy. As you breathe out, imagine you breathe out any stress or tension, like grey smoke. Breathe in, your arms float up and spread out. And as you breathe out, you float back in and back down. And then the last time for this move, and at the bottom, relax and let go. Maybe wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Just take a moment to check that you still feel balanced and stable and comfortable in this position. Maybe take a moment once again to send your awareness down to your feet to check that you still have the weight evenly distributed. And maybe just re-engage that pelvic tilt. I know how it can shift when you're in the middle of the move. Then we'll go on to painting rainbows. So this time as you breathe in, I want you to bring your arms up as high as you can to form an arch with your hands. If you can get your hands up there, fantastic. If you can only get them there, that's equally fantastic. Be careful of your shoulders. Don't hunch your shoulders with this move. So bring your hands into position with the in-breath. And as you breathe out, dip slightly on your left knee and let your right arm slowly uncurl. As you breathe in, the hand comes back up and your weight comes back to the middle. Then do the same on the other side. It doesn't have to be a big movement. It can be quite tiny. You can have the breath and the muscle make it a big movement, fantastic. But just do what's right for you. This move is called painting rainbows. You can easily imagine that as your fingers move through the air, they're painting the shape of a rainbow. Breathe out, one hand on curls. Breathe in, bring your hands up to form the arch. And then the last time for this move, breathe in, bring your hands up. And as you breathe out, turn your palms outwards and let them sweep down by your side. And with the in-breath, take your arms up again. Again, this move doesn't have to be a big one. It can be quite small. If that's all you can easily manage. Every time you breathe out, I'd like you to imagine that you're pushing away any clouds that surround you. Clouds that are maybe obscuring the view of that rainbow that you just painted. Breathe in, your arms float up. Breathe out, and float down. And then last time for this move, as you breathe out, let your hands float down into position in front of your abdomen with the palms pointing up. And as you breathe in, turn from the waist towards the left and let the left hand float out. And as you breathe in, turn back to the centre and let the hand float in. It's important to keep those core abdominal muscles engaged in this move so that when you turn, it is from the waist and not from the head. Breathe in, turn to one side, let the hand float out. You breathe in, the hand floats back. And then last time for this move, breathe in and bring your hands, as you breathe out, let your hands float down into the centre. And bring your hands into position, ready to balance the chin. As you breathe in, imagine you run your fingers around the outside of the ball. And as you breathe out, imagine you push that ball into the water. Keep this move quite small. Your hands should go no higher than your heart. Breathe in, smooth round the ball, breathe out and push it underwater. And for the last time, breathe in, take your hands up and over the top. As you breathe out, let your hands just naturally sink down into position, just in front of your belly button. Let your hands naturally come to rest. Just for a moment. Stand and just let everything settle. Close your eyes if you wish to. Just get a sense that your energy is settling back where it needs to be, which is literally just behind your hands. And then, when you're ready, Just bring your hands down, then get yourself into your position, ready for the mindfulness meditation. You get yourself settled, and during the mindfulness meditation, it's a personal choice whether you close your eyes, but many people do find it easier to keep their eyes closed because it's easier to focus your attention on what I'm directing you towards. But it's worth remembering that although a mindfulness meditation is very relaxing, it's not about falling asleep. It can be more correctly described as falling awake, becoming awake and aware of your mind and your body and what they're doing. So, once you're settled, I'd like to invite you to listen to the sound of the singing bowl. And I would like to invite you to follow the sound of the singing bowl as it fades into silence. As the sound fades away, I'd like to invite you to become very aware of where your body is. Whether you're sitting or lying, I want you to become very aware of how your body is supported, where it's touching the chair or the bed or the stool or the cushion. Really focus your attention on where your body is touching whatever is supporting you. If you're sitting on a chair, maybe there's a contrast in textures between the softness of the cushion and the hardness of the frame. But whatever you're aware of, just be aware of how your body is supported right here, right now. Maybe get a sense of gravity pulling you a little further down in. And as that happens, maybe let your shoulders relax a little bit more. And then I'd like you to bring your focus and your attention to your breathing. Just let your attention remain on every in-breath and every out-breath. I don't want you to change your breath in any way. Just breathe completely naturally. I just want you to notice what it is that you notice about each breath. Is there one particular part of your breath that comes to your attention more strongly than another? If there is, just let your attention rest there. Now it's very likely that you will discover that your mind wants to wander away from this. Maybe part of your mind gets impatient. Maybe part of your mind gets bored. You know, that's completely natural. That's what happens to everybody. And it happens because that's what minds do. They are meant to think. and you want to think about important things. But right here, right now, those important things aren't so important. So any time that you discover that your mind has been drawn away, first of all, I want you to congratulate yourself for noticing what your mind is doing. Then, gently, calmly, slowly, and without any self-criticism, lead your mind back to focusing on every in-breath and every out-breath. Because right here, right now, you don't need to focus on anything except just this breath coming in, just this breath going out. And it doesn't matter how many times you need to lead your mind back. Every time you notice that your mind has wandered, you are succeeding in being mindful. And every time you lead your mind back to the breath, you are succeeding in being mindful. And just remember that right here, right now, nothing else is more important than just this breath coming in, just this breath going out. Just this breath coming in, just this breath going out. As you breathe, can you maybe follow the air all the way in and then all the way back out? Can you feel the movement of the air in your nose? Can you be aware of the contrast in temperature of your breath? It's slightly cold as it comes in through your nose and then warm as it goes out. Can you be aware of muscles moving with every breath? You breathe in, maybe you can be aware of your chest muscles expanding. Maybe you can be aware of muscles in your tummy expanding as well. As you breathe out, maybe you can be aware of relaxation as everything goes back to its neutral position. Maybe you can try to be aware of how every muscle movement with your breath is subtly reflected through every muscle in your body. Maybe you can try to get a sense of breathing with your whole body. But if there's anything that you can't do, that's okay. You are aware of what you are aware of. There is no right or wrong thing to be aware of. The important thing is that you know what you are aware of. That you keep your mind focused on your breath. Now, breathing is something that normally happens completely automatically. And there is a lot of movement associated with it. But right now, I'd like you to try to become aware of that brief moment of stillness in between each breath when there is no movement. Don't hold your breath, but just focus your attention on that brief moment when an in-breath becomes an out-breath and an out-breath becomes an in-breath. And just for a moment, nothing moves. Everything is still and calm. And you become aware of that moment of stillness and calmness. Now, stillness and calmness are two feelings that can be hard to find in everyday life. But this moment of stillness and calmness between each breath happens hundreds and hundreds of times a day, whether you're aware of it or not. So as you keep your focus on that moment of stillness and calmness, use this as practice, something that you can do when life gets challenging and you need to feel still and calm. Remember how easy it is to anchor yourself in your breath and to find that moment of stillness and calmness. Maybe you can imagine that feeling of stillness and calmness filling the whole of your body, slowly being breathed round your body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Then I'd like you once again to focus your mind on your breath, and then slowly start to let your focus move outwards. Maybe you can become aware of the touch of clothes on your skin, and then let your mind spread further out and become once again aware of where your body is supported. And then let your mind move further outwards so that you become aware of the room, sounds both inside and outside the room. And when you're ready, bring yourself back to normal awareness, opening your eyes if you've had them closed. But as you do so, I'd like you to keep in the front of your mind the thought that anytime you need to recall this good feeling, all you need to do is to bring your attention to your breathing. I hope you found that session enjoyable. I hope you found it relaxing. I hope you found it helpful. If there is anything specific that you would like me to cover in next week or in future videos, do please leave a comment underneath this video or on the page, or PM me through my personal page. And if you've enjoyed these videos and know somebody else who you think might benefit, do please feel free to share them with anyone that you think needs them. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.